These are the brand new G4 MG4 Plus O2 spikeless shoes. Are they the best spikeless shoe G4 makes? Let's find out. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that frankly, I absolutely love G4 clothing, G4 shoes. For years, I thought it was too fashion forward for me. I didn't think I could pull it off, but now the more that I wear, the more that I just like. The materials, the fit and finish, the fit, everything works for me. So I was very excited to get my hands on these brand new shoes. Earlier this year, they rolled out the MG4 Plus O2 G-Lock, which is the spiked version of these shoes, and they have been one of my go-to pairs this season. So these, I was excited to see how they felt, how they compare, and also how they compare to other spikeless shoes that G4 makes. In this video, I'm gonna run you through all of this. I'm also gonna run through some of my other favorite items I've been wearing and using from G4 lately, and I'm gonna tell you about where I am because clearly I'm not in my office. Let's get to that one first. I am at Fox Harb'r Resort in the middle of Nova Scotia. Actually, I don't think we're in the middle. I think we're more on the side of Nova Scotia. We're about an hour and a half from Halifax, and this place is so cool. But first, let's talk about first impressions of these shoes. The look is, well, it's almost identical to the spiked version, and that is a good thing. The previous generation MG4 Plus was my most worn shoe of 2023. Still a good-looking shoe, performs really well, but I do feel like it's starting to feel a little bit dated. So with this shoe, just like the G-Lock version of it, it feels a little bit more modern. This is the camo edition, so you got a little bit of a camo accent back here. The one thing I've noticed about G4 is just all of the different materials that they use, different textures, different looks, different colors, which really leads to a shoe that just feels high-end. And this shoe does feel high-end. So one thing I noticed about the look of this is kind of a me thing, but you'll see, because these are all white, there are different textures for some of the waterproofing, and there's this very small like hairline where the white down here meets the white upper, and honestly it looks kind of like someone took a piece of hair and just like stuck it across there. And that's something that the more I've worn these, the less I've cared about it, but it was definitely something that I noticed right out of the box. This is not going to be an issue for any of the other colorways. It's just because you've kind of got white on white on white, and so you kind of see that little line there. Again, probably not going to be an issue for most people, but it was one of those first impression things that I did notice. As with all G4 shoes, these have the nubbed insoles. Again, that's going to sound weird unless you have worn them. It literally feels like your feet are getting massaged as you walk around the golf course. This is honestly one of my favorite features of wearing G4, and every time I go to a different pair of shoes, it is something that I miss. Speaking of different pairs of shoes, yesterday I had to wear a different pair of shoes because United lost our bags. Not only were we delayed for 2 hours, so we didn't arrive into Halifax until 2 a.m. For a, mind you, we had a 9:20 tee time, so obviously not a lot of turnaround time there, but even worse than that, they lost both my dad and I's golf clubs. So we showed up at the course, we didn't have any clubs, we didn't have any balls, and I didn't have any shoes. So I had to buy a pair on the spot. I ended up picking up the Modern Classics from Adidas, which looked really cool, and actually I had a generally good experience with them, but something I noticed is that the back, the heel right here, it was basically just straight leather. It was very stiff, and I could feel it rubbing a little bit on my heel. I don't think that's going to be an issue long term. I think it's something that as I break them in, it's not really going to be a problem. I've also noticed that same effect on the Painter Match Days, I think. It's one of the new pairs of Painters that are, now, they've got a lot of shoes. That's a little confusing. But with this, you have a lot of padding on the back of the heel. And so honestly, I wore these straight out of the box. I've had no issues with rubbing. They've just been super comfortable right out of the gate. And I don't know that I would have noticed this. I don't think this is something I've called out on other G4 videos, except for the fact that I had experienced something that's not quite as soft in other shoes recently. So I felt like it was worth noting. So what's it like to walk and play in these shoes? Well, let's go find out on that course that's right over there. Okay, first round in the G4 MG4 Plus O2 Spikeless Edition. And I gotta say, really comfortable. I don't know why I wouldn't have high expectations for these shoes, considering I love pretty much every shoe G4's put out. But my new favorite G4 spikeless shoe? Maybe. We'll get to that in a second. All right, coming back here real quick. Traction, you look at these shoes and they don't seem like they would have a ton of traction. This is something that I noted on the original MG4 Plus as well. They don't look super robust. It doesn't necessarily feel super robust, but wearing them, like, there's some magic in these soles because the traction on these has been as good as any spikeless shoes I have worn. So today, for instance, we were the first ones out at Fox Harb'r. It was definitely a little wet. There was dew covering the fairways. I expected to be kind of slipping a little bit. And honestly, these felt so locked in a way that I really wasn't expecting. As for sizing, I'm a pretty consistent size 12. These fit me really well. They were a little bit tight at first, but after wearing them for 18 holes, they definitely loosened up just a little bit. They were never uncomfortably tight, but I just noticed that they felt a little bit tighter than some other shoes I've worn. If this is an issue for you, you might want to go with the G18s. I found that those are a little bit wider than these and some of the other spikeless G4 shoes, but generally I think they fit true to size, but if you're going to do anything, I'd maybe size half a size up. So that brings us to the question is, should you buy these? They are $225, which is by no means an inexpensive golf shoe. That being said, I feel like especially compared to some other brands, you do get what you pay for. Materials, excellent. Fit, excellent. Quality, traction, everything about these feels very high end, and I do think it is worth it for the money. To make it even better though, if you use the coupon code that is listed below, you can save 10% on these and anything else you order at G4. If you do use that code, I will get a commission. If you think that makes me biased, totally understand, go do your own research. But if you did find this helpful and you do decide to pick up some stuff from G4, then that code's gonna save you some money and it helps support me and allows me to make more videos like this. So are these the best spikeless shoes that G4 makes? The answer is maybe. It really depends on what you're looking for. Lately, I've been wearing the G112s a lot, which are definitely a little bit more of a casual shoe. This feels more like almost a spikeless tour shoe. It really doesn't feel that different to the G-Lock version. You know, that might be a little bit more stable, a little bit more locked in with the cleats. But as I mentioned, these have been surprisingly good in wet conditions. They're comfortable to walk in. They're maybe gonna be a little bit easier to wear around the parking lot or around the property than the spikes are. So if you like that added convenience factor, these are a great pair of shoes to get. If you want the absolute best, most robust in traction from G4, then go buy the spiked version of this or maybe the Gallivanters. But really when it comes down to it, with G4 and any other shoe, it just kind of depends on what you like the look of. I think these are all going to feel similar, but if you like the look of the G112s better, if you like the look of the G18s or whatever it might be, or if you want something that's legitimately like a full all-day shoe, you could wear it on the airplane, wear it out here, wear it on the course, wear it out to dinner, then the MG4 X2s are probably going to be the way to go. But if you're looking for a very high quality, very robust, spikeless golf shoe, I think this is one of the best on the market. All right, so enough of the shoes. Let's talk about some of the other things that I've been liking from G4 lately, and we will start with this. This is going to be the luxury, the pretentious item, because I'm not gonna lie, it's not cheap. This is the cashmere hooded sweatshirt. And if you're looking for a luxury hoodie, if you're looking for a hooded sweater that just looks and feels amazing, then this is probably going to be the way to go. It is not cheap at $495. I get that this is not a purchase for everybody, but if you were looking for a really nice hooded sweater that you can wear out on the course, you can wear to a nice dinner, you can wear around, as long as you're careful with it, this is probably like the one piece of clothing I have where I was like, should I wear this? I feel like I don't wanna hurt it. But it's very, very nice. As far as fit goes, I wish it was like half an inch longer. I have a long torso and shorter legs, so generally speaking, with almost everything I wear, I wish it was like half an inch longer. But overall, the fit is very nice. It's very comfortable. It doesn't matter if it's a little chilly or a little warm. It's been really comfortable, and I have really enjoyed wearing this. All right, next up on my list of things I've been loving from G4 is this. This is the new All Play Polo. This is kind of G4's go-to everyday polo for the next couple seasons, and I gotta say, I really like it. So over the past year, my favorite polo has been their PK Performance, which is definitely a little bit more of a textured fabric. This is more of a performance fabric, but it doesn't necessarily look like it when you're looking at it from afar. So this is the kind of polo you can wear on a golf course, you can wear out to dinner. When thinking about length, it's kind of the perfect length because you have plenty of room to tuck it in if you're out on the golf course, but it's not so long that it looks like you're swimming in it if you want to wear it with jeans or wear it out to dinner. So I've really liked the style. The fit is really good. I actually like the collar on this even a little bit more than on the Performance PK shirt. And I like the little pops of color that G4 does on a lot of their stuff. So here you get a little pink, just kind of separates it, makes it a little bit more different, a little bit unique. And I've really enjoyed it. So it's been great to golf in, it's been great to wear out, and it's definitely become one of the staples of my wardrobe. And with that, what's next? This is the double knit pullover, and it is the quarter zip that I have been looking for. For a long time, I've wanted a nice, like, thicker quarter zip. A lot of time you get quarter zips that are a little too thin, which is great if you know you're gonna be playing in hot weather and it's just a little bit too cold in the morning, but this is a little bit thicker. It definitely feels more like a fall or a winter piece, but I've still found it breathable enough to be able to be out in the sun and still not be overheating. Here at Fox Harbor, I played all 18 holes in this today. It started out like 55 degrees out on the course. It got up to about 75 degrees and I still was comfortable, still wearing it all day. I like the fact that it's got just a little bit of a different look. You've got kind of contrasting materials here that I think look really nice. The fit is perfect. Again, as is the same thing with the hooded sweater, I do wish it was maybe half an inch longer, but for playing golf, it's been excellent. It's easy to pull up the sleeves, which I like. This comes in at $265, but remember you can knock about 25 bucks off using the code that is listed below, which makes it a little bit more reasonable. So definitely still more of an expensive, pseudo investment piece, but this is something that I will be wearing for years to come in those like fall, little bit chilly rounds. And finally, the last thing that I've been wearing lately that I think you should know about is this is the Luxe Mid Quarter Zip. So if you don't want the robust quarter zip that I just talked about, and you are just looking for something that is a little bit lighter weight on the course, this is going to be perfect. So this is a stretchy performance material, but it honestly feels more like cotton. This is just a solid, comfortable pullover. It's $130, which again, you can save a little bit if you use the code. So honestly, I've just really liked it. It's been more of a summer, fall layering piece as opposed to the robust double knit that we just talked about. But this is definitely something that I've been wearing and really enjoying lately. Also want to make one thing really clear. Every time I do a video like this where I talk about things that I like from a specific brand, someone's going to come in and be like, you're sponsored. Like, it's very clear this is an advertisement, sponsored. I am not sponsored by anybody. My relationship with G4 is if you click those links or if you use the code, I will get a commission. Occasionally, they will send me free stuff to be able to review that I have no obligation to review or talk about if I don't like it. So with this channel, I just talk about the things that I like. I share the things that I like with you. And in a video like this where it's dedicated to G4, I can see why you might say, oh, it's sponsored, da, da, da. I do occasionally get free apparel. I also buy a lot of it with my own money because I enjoy it that much. And also on that note, I should share this with you. Twice a year, G4 will do a big sale to clear out old stock. So when they did their last one, prices got as low as 70% off. So I had 5 things that I was kind of waiting to see if they would get discounted down to 70%. They did. I bought those and I'm really happy about it. So depending on when you're watching this video, definitely go make sure you check and see if they have a deals page live. I get that a lot of their retail prices can be a little bit on the high side, but during these sales and using that coupon code, you can get prices down and get really, really killer, reasonable deals. So that's something to keep an eye out on. So there you go. Those are the things I'm currently loving from G4 right now. And with that, it is time to depart the wonderful Fox Harbor Resort. We are going to go drive 4 hours to Cabot, where I'm so excited to play both the Cliffs and the Links course before heading to Highland Links, which I've heard amazing things about as well. If you got any value out of this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, drop a thumbs up, do all of those things. If you have any questions about the fit, the materials, the sizing on any of the products I just talked about, feel free to drop a comment. I will do my very best to help get you answers to those. And with that, it's time for me to get out of here. Remember, if you're still not sure which shoes to buy, go take my 30-second quiz. You're going to answer a few questions around what you were looking for, and I'm going to give you my best recommendation on the shoes that are the best fit for you. I hope you have an excellent day. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.